TechLit Africa, my mama Africa, Africa, you are my brain. TechLit Africa, my mama Africa, Africa, you are my brain. I'm a proud of you, TechLit Africa. You make African people be happy. You bring a lot of changes and are doing a lot of goodness. Oh my God, TechLit be blessed. Yes, thank you so much.
I never get tired of hearing that.
Dogo, you're amazing.
Yeah. My name is Irene Pepit. I'm a teacher at TechLit Africa. And this is my story of the day. Okay, so coding is one of our specialties at TechLit Africa, led by Evans. To teach coding, we use Scratch, a block-based coding program, but Scratch can be overwhelming for lower grades. Eugene, a grade 3 boy at Zawadi, really struggled on his first day of Scratch. The class had students dragging code blocks, changing backgrounds. The backgrounds are called backdrops, and changing characters. They are called sprites. Eugene could not drag the code block at all. Even when Evans showed him how dragging works, he would just stare at the screen. This was on the first day. On the next coding lesson for grade 3, Evans introduced Scratch Junior, an easier version of Scratch made especially for the young kids. In Scratch Junior, students don't have to drag and drop the code blocks. You just change the backdrops and characters, and things move on their own. Eugene really enjoyed Scratch Junior. He was really happy seeing different colored sprites now that he could easily change the sprites. Scratch Junior worked so well for Eugene that he said he wanted to make a busy environment that was full of moving cars, bicycles, and airplanes. Before his 35-minute class was over, Eugene's screen was full of moving vehicles. He was so proud of his work that he stood happily and showed it to the whole class. And that's my story.
Oh.
So, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so visitors feel at home, feel that we are in a better place. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Dennis Marega, a senior teacher at TechLit Africa. I teach kids computer programs at Mogotio Primary, Kenya. I teach many programs, of which I wouldn't mention all of them. Maybe I can mention few of them. Maybe G-Complex, Tax Math, Inkscape Vectors, Super Tax Cut, video production, social, LMMS, coding, Super Tax 2, and etc. So this is my week story. From last week, I was introducing a double click on G-Complex. I was introducing to PP2 class. PP2 class means pre-primary. So G-Complex program learning by those kids who are starting using computers. So last week I had one child by the name Kim Tai, who make me happy by knowing how to double click. And he also teach others how to enter in G-Complex and how to double click. I
I promise to get more children like Kimtai. So this week, I had 5 kids by the name Vivian, Mary, Kevin, Ibrahim, and Chebet. They impressed me by being teachers to other kids. This makes me proud of my work. I'm so happy knowing that in the future, all children will be empowered by computer skills and teaching. Thank you.
Hey, evening to you all. Okay, my name is Evans Rotich. I'm a specialist in coding, so my story is here. Okay, coding being one of the specialties at TechLit Africa, using Scratch Junior and Scratch for the senior class. Teaching lower grade was very difficult for me because it was not easy for them to read and understand the codes. We came up with Scratch Junior. Okay, Faith, a grade 2 kid at Zawadi Academy, liked Scratch Junior since I introduced to them on the first day. At first, I asked them about their future. Faith told me that she wants to be a traffic police. So I had, using my knowledge, I had to teach her on how to make a busy road. After giving her 2 days time to work on it, she was able to make a very, very busy road. Yeah, thank you.
My name is Milka, a teacher in TechLit. Here goes my story. Oriana, a grade 5B student, seems to love video production, where video production is creating of videos and knowing how to produce his or her own video. Every time she enters in the lab, she puts video production to herself. I have been observing her for several days now, which is not bad to love video production. I wanted her to gain in all lessons, so I told her the importance of the other lessons like LMMS, Scratch, and vectors, so that she will not be left behind in other lessons, which is not good. After I told her the importance of other subjects like LMMS, vectors, and Scratch, she promised to be better in all the lessons, which is perfect. In the next class, I will be coaching and observing her to make sure she has not been left behind and she balances all the lessons. Thank you.
And just for context, LMMS is what we use for audio production. So this kid will just come to class and just want to do video production. And so good job, Milka.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Once again, okay, my name is Gilbert Sanji, and then despite Dogo Flower is a music industry name. Then Gilbert Sanji is my real name. So here is a story of one girl from St. Mary Primary School from class 7. So here we go. In St. Mary Primary School, in LMMS class, LMMS means Linux Multimedia Studio, is a audio production which we are training students how to make their own things, like maybe one of them want to be a producer, TV presenter, and maybe one of them want to be a MC, master of ceremony on the stage. They must use the something we call instrumental. So this is the way how we teach them how to make their own things, like making their own instrumentals, like a producer. So here we go. In LMS class, we used to have differences, inventions from different classes. But yesterday during evening time, there was a girl who shocked the whole class. Her name is Gloria Wanjiku from class 7 Blue. I'll show you a picture here, but before I show you the picture, I think I can still going on with my story. Since we started audio production class, Gloria has never even complained about the program. She always saying how she loves LMS, Linux Multimedia Studio, and how she will always spend her time during LMS class. She knows what, yeah, there she is. Thank you so much. How she knows how to play she knows how to play the keyboard, how to use the differences keyboard to make her own keys. So Gloria now can make her own beat. Maybe you're a musician, she can even play your beat and then you can feel it. Maybe if you want to sing, Gloria can make it. So he knows how to make the different keyboards by using keys, making the different melodies. And Gloria told me, I'm so happy to be a LMS learner, and I'm so proud to see my fellow students performing good in the class. Gloria Wanjiku said. So today, Gloria was the main person or main kid who motivated the whole class, and she was very helpfully and motivating each other how to make the difference. She was walking around and telling each other that you can make it. It's not that impossible that maybe you are thinking it's so impossible. This is possible. You can make it. And the whole class was like, oh, I can make it. Gloria, just come over me here. I wanted to show me how I can handle this and how I can make my own beat too. So today, Gloria is the one who end up the class with the good moods. So the whole class was very happy, and I as a teacher was very happy too. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Just to add on Gloria. So Gloria is a very, very interesting. So when most students our age are still struggling with English, in Kenya, it's a bilingual country. So we have Swahili and we have English, but most students don't really want to use English until much later on. And so, but Gloria is always like just speaking English exclusively. When you talk to Gloria, it's all English. And recently we had some people who came to do just like a story, like a TV story, possible story for TechLit. And Gloria was the one who was being interviewed, and she was just saying things like, and she was just very impressive. She was very composed, and the cool thing about her is that she always loved, I think anything that we introduced, she's always so into it. Like for a while, her favorite thing was touch typing, and then it was video production. And then when we were doing graphics, she was very clear. She was like, I want to write my name, and then I want to have all these colors around my name, and then I want to highlight it. And so when people were trying to interview her for the TV story, she would just like adjust the camera and be like, no, you're not catching my screen, you're not catching my name, here's my name. Like she just was very purposeful, and she's so, and to see her for a 7th grader was just really cool. So anyway. Yeah
Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Alan is right there. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm Alan Kiprono, the video production specialist. TechLit classes video production using the OpenShot video editor. Yeah, here is my story for the week. It was on Monday. Video production has been an interesting subject in schools now. I, being the specialist of video production, I have been encouraging my students. On Monday, Gideon, a grade 2 pupil at Mogotio Primary, showed interest at video production. I had never taught lower grade because on me it seems harder. But he challenged me by telling me, teacher, we want to mix our own video. In Kiswahili akasema, nataka kuchanganya wanyama, the animation. I asked him if he know how to drag and cut. And he told us, hiyo ni rahisi. The next lesson was their class. He told me he can lead the class. I told them to do decompress because they were lower grade, where they will learn how to drag and cut and double click. Gideon led the class well. I, as a specialist of video production, and Tyler, we will try figure out how we can get an easy application of video production so that they can also fit in video production class. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jackie, a teacher at TechLit Africa, and especially I'm in Dreams Hill Schools. So I have a story here. Video production is the knowledge of being creative in making videos and combining many different videos to be one collection of video. Faith Jepto, a grade 4 blue student, has always been one of my best students since the starting of this week. Whenever I tell the class to do the review in OpenShot video editor, she'll raise her hand and say, and ask if she could lead the class, since she is the best student in doing OpenShot. Faith has an interest of being a video producer, and that she's working hard on her career, and this makes me very happy.
I think I should just quick context. It's very interesting. So when Alan introduces video production, Alan, do you want to talk about how you introduce video production? I think Alan gets to motivate the kids very early on.
Nitumie Kiswahili?
It's fine. You want to use English for this? The audience don't know Swahili. You can try.
In schools, I normally motivate my students. Like we have a talented musician called Diamond, and our musician here, Dogo Flower. I normally motivate them with the payment role of Dogo. The Dogo video cost 35,000. Producing the Dogo video cost 35,000, and that of Diamond 5 million. The whole class are amazing. Like they are, wow, we want to be a producer. Like today in
1 second.
Like,
so for context, 35,000 is $350, and 5 million will be $50,000. So
this is what they could earn. Is that what you're saying?
So that's what Alan tells them. It's like, because Dogo is an upcoming artist and doesn't have like a big team, making a video for Dogo is $350. But then if you become a really good producer, you can make a video for Diamond, and all the kids know Diamond, right? It's like the equivalent of Beyonce here. And so if you make a video for Diamond, you'll be making like $50,000. So immediately, like that's like the first 5 minutes of the class, Alan is just like, oh, this is how much you could be making. And so all the kids are like, okay, I want to be a producer. How do you do that? Anyway, Alan, keep going.
tuache sign to make Kiswahili alafu translate.
Okay, so Alan wants me to translate for him. Okay, keep going.
Sasa leo nilienda Barina, vile nilifika huko, sasa nikatumia example ya Dogo, nikaona watoto hawajui Dogo. Sasa Sasa nikaingia nikaona ndio tushikane, acha nitumie example ya mkate. Nikasema tu sweet star. Hapo akili kashikana.
Okay, so Alan, yeah. So Alan was saying like, so for the first time his intro did not work because like most of the kids in TechLit know Dogo because they see Dogo, but Dogo hasn't gone to Barina yet, the school that he was at. So most of them don't know Dogo there. So Alan was trying to give an intro saying that, oh, if you're a producer for Dogo, you could make it $350. But the kids had no idea who Dogo was, right? And so then they just say like Swista, who's a traditional, like almost like mostly sings in their language. So you know how we have like different, so we have Swahili, we have English, then we have tribal language. So so those kids knew their traditional like artist. So they were like, oh yeah, we know that one, okay. And so it was really cool. So he had to adapt and find a different example because the kids did not know Dogo. So it looks like Alan is just like the what do you call marketer for Dogo? Like just, what is the word of just always talking. Yeah. Umaliza, is that it? Okay. Yeah. What I just have to add on or something. So Alan did not know much about video editing before. And then so we mentioned that, we just mentioned that, Moha, because Moha is the one who has been producing Dogo's video. And I think Moha is just charging cheap because, you know, he's helping Dogo. So to be fair, Alan, like, anyway, Dogo could be charging more for producing the videos. So Alan, so we're saying like Moha could do video production because he's an actual producer, and then Alan could like help. But then Alan just like, once Alan learned like, oh, maybe I could be doing video editing, Alan went and spent all night just like trying to learn video editing, somehow acquired his own laptop, and then has just been actively just innovating. So Moha never needed to do video production anymore because Alan kind of owned the whole experience, even though he had no experience with it before, owned the whole experience, got a laptop, planned how to install OpenShot, and just started to improve his classes. And so then he continues to iterate. So every time he goes to a new school, he's always adapting, always learning. And so as a specialist, because each school is different, right? And so like each school lead is different. Alan has been the one who's carrying the culture around. So if we have a culture, for example, we're trying to introduce a culture of students teaching other students, because Alan is trying to like see all the kids like as soon as possible. Alan is the one who, when he goes to a new school, is like, okay, so what I saw in the other school, this new thing I'm trying. So he has become such a good ambassador for the culture we're trying to build. So he's just really impressive. I just have to clap for him. Is that all of them in the hub? Yeah. Stano, you're on, right?
Yeah, I'm Chen.
Okay.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
I'm Stanley. Teacher at TechLit Africa. Marina school lead teacher. But here is my story. My story is from a guy by the name Brian Mulele. Brian Mulele is a grade 5 kid. Okay, let me start my story. There's no better time of experiment within art than primary school pupils. Kids are at this age are buzzing with a creative and always willing to try something new. Inkscape is one of our specialty at TechLit Africa, led by Irene Shehi. Irene Shehi is a school lead, is a specialist at this Inkscape. To teach Inkscape or vectors, we use 3Ds, 2Ds, spirals, and other tools to create colorful designs. Brian Mulele, a grade 5 blue kid at Barina Primary School. He might the most interested kid in Inkscape lesson. Though it was his first time to Vector's class, he really struggled because he had a positive attitude towards the lesson. During his second class in Vectors, he drew a colorful transit lorry. And, and he was like, teacher, I want to draw a family members, father, mother, and children, and put very attractive colors to them in the next lesson. Brian motivated me as a school lead teacher on how to plan his next task or lesson. I'm still waiting to see his progress next week during Vector's lesson. Okay, that's my story. Okay.
And are you able to have video on so people can see your face and match the story? If you cannot, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Tano right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like just a voice. Okay. Mombasa Hub. Do you have a story over there?
Yeah, we are waiting for Muni to join. Yeah, for now we don't have the story. I'll have the story later for the sales.
Sounds good. Is it a good story? Do you want to share with everyone, or is it like a?
It's not a bad story. Weekly things that I do weekly.
Sounds good. Okay. I think that's everyone though. So for the people, for our guests, if you wanna, introduce yourself, say a few things, any parting goodbyes. I know the meeting is starting like 5 minutes late, so I know some of you have to drop, but
hello to all of you. I am so excited for you. My name is Jane Balls, and I introduced myself at the beginning. Some of you weren't here yet, as Nellie's American mom. And also chair the board, a small group of us that kind of help to make some bigger decisions and help TechLit be all it can be. But I am so impressed with what you are doing. And each of you, in what seems to me a very short time, have learned all of this. You're teaching, you're enthusiastic, you're getting the students excited and not only succeeding but teaching each other. It's very impressive, and I don't know, Tyler, I'm not sure if U.S. kids could do as many programs as your kids can. I was a few years ago, but I mean, my daughter, learned a program for she learned maybe PowerPoint, and they knew a few things, but to do what you're doing in terms of video production and everything, I don't know what it's like now, but I think you guys are going to be way ahead of American kids who are doing this stuff all the time. So it's impressive what you're doing, and you're giving hope to these kids who might have looked at all the. I understand there's a lot of people who just get out of high school and can't even find jobs, but you have a plan for them. So that's terrific. So good for you.
Thank you.
Hello, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
hi. Are you calling from Botswana?
No, I'm calling from DRC Congo.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
People are so happy with DRC Congo. They're like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know how. I mean, can I ask you guys what makes you happy about DRC? Because when I just said DRC, you were like, oh.
I think they were expecting like I don't know. It's just like, I think it's far enough. Like it's in Kenya, but it's still in the continent. So it feels global, So it's like,
I got it.
Yeah. One more country.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I've been following Nelly since quite a while on LinkedIn, and we've been sharing. I keep an eye on what you guys are doing, and I can tell you it's really amazing. amazing because, we are running the same program here with my small organization, trying to help the kids, the vulnerable people in a rural area. Not exactly the same you guys are doing, but for us, we are trying to connect to provide internet in the rural area with my organization. And how you can't imagine how happy those people can feel when they get connected, when they get, it's a technology. You are bringing technology to people that couldn't imagine one day to get it. And when I follow what TechLit is doing, seriously, it's I can't stop to be happy every day. And I keep sharing with my team members saying, we have to bring rural people, to bring vulnerable people, to bring those left behind to access the technology, what this we call the digital world that has been, let me say, the luxury for us, because when I look back as I was growing, my first computer, I got it when I was in senior 4. Can you imagine? And
that's like 18 years, right? Senior 4 is 18 years.
Yeah, 18 years.
Yeah.
So it was very, very, all my days passing. I didn't know technology. I hear people using computer. I could understand internet, but I don't know. I never know what does it mean in my life. And you see now what you guys are doing. Small kids now have access to technology at the youngest of their age. And when they reach like our ages, they will be
they'll be like Elon Musk. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
more than Elon Musk, more than Zuckerberg, and
yeah, there will be Gloria, there will be Lady, there will be their own brand, right?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. There will be more than that. We can't even put them, on this level.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I couldn't miss this call today, and I'm happy for being here, and I like all the experience sharing here. So thank you, and you guys keep going, and I will keep an eye on you in case of anything happen.
Yeah.
We will be together. Thank you.
I think I've told you this before, but DRC is not far. Come visit us. It's just
yeah. I told you I will.
You just jump over
sure.
Uganda, and then you're over there in Kenya. So just come.
By the way, I've studied in Uganda, so I finished there. So
just cross the border. It's only 2 borders.
Oh well, I will soon. Give me like 2 months. I will come. I come to visit you guys.
Everyone on the call had that, so we're all waiting for Christian from DRC to come visit.
Thank you. Yeah, I will come. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay. And before, I know you're about to drop, so don't want to.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Bafose. I'm originally from Ghana. I'm now living in New Jersey, and I want to say how awesome this is because like I tried to do the same thing over in Ghana, over here in the U.S. and support any different people that are trying to do this. I believe that a lot of times talk about like, oh, there's no job in the economy and all these different things is because we've not opened the avenues for these things to happen for us, right? And so by putting the technology in the hands of kids and what we're doing is that we're creating new job opportunities, new avenues. And then on top of that, I don't want it to be the idea like we're lagging behind. It's like when you give kids something at a young age and it's not a rigid teaching system, but it's more of an exploration system. You give them the chance to learn what the technology is and the chance to explore how the technology works and the chance to see, well, what are the limits of the technology and even incorporate their own ideas into how far they can take it, right? And so now instead of just aspiring to be a video producer, you can aspire to create a technology beyond video producing. We might not know what that is today, but one of the students from your classes can look at it and be like, oh, well, I wish the technology could do this, and gather 2 or 3 of their friends and figure out how to make it that way, and now you got something that you can export to the rest of the world. I think that the great thing about a lot of African countries not having the technology like everybody else is that we don't have the infrastructure like everybody else, which means that we can try new things easier, you know, because like if you have a city where the train system has already been established, the roads have already been established, and you want to build like a hyperloop, well, you have to tear down the roads to build a hyperloop. You have to like destroy what's there to build something new. But when you have a place that's barren and it's not yet been built up, now you can easily go and add the new technology without having to tear down what you already have before, you know? And I feel like that's the message that we really need to give to them. Like, hey, like the world is like, our city is your playground. You know, there's a lot that needs to be done here and you can do it. You don't need to do it in the way that's been done everywhere else because we're in a unique situation. So what's that new way we can do this so that's even better than the way it exists already? You know, what's a better transportation system than cars? What, like, let's figure it out. What's a better mass transit system than trains? What's a better thing than a skyscraper? You know, maybe there's another, like there are inflatable buildings, there are modular buildings. There are so many different technologies and like different ways to explore the world as it is. And we have the misfortune / good fortune of not having much so that we can like build upon barren land, you know? And so, and I think that that's the real message. And I think that by giving kids these skills early on, you're giving them a chance when they're still got their creative brains to look at the world in a different way, to be able to apply these skills. So that's awesome work. And I'm really looking forward to what comes out of your organization.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel like I'm gonna like take this recording and put it in all the computer labs so kids can hear that. I could not have said it better myself.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You've been such a wonderful mentor. Jerry, are you able to say a few words before we drop off?
So for me, I would just say that I am, I'm super inspired by this call and what you guys are doing in Ogocho. I think you're like just doing you're doing something really wonderful for the kids. Yeah, so keep going.
Thank you. And Jerry is calling in from Nairobi. Okay. I think Motsa, you missed like most of the call, so I think maybe next time. And for everyone else, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your, I think most of you is morning, and sharing your morning with us. I know that your time is very precious. And so thank you so much for doing this. And this call, we do this every Thursday. So we gather around and share stories. So you're welcome to join us every Thursday and just see how we're improving and how we're, as you're saying, how we are working towards making TechLit a lot better and really realize its full potential. So bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.